Coming to India's bowling, and specifically about Mohammed Shami, before I move on to the match of the day, Jamie, 45 wickets. Who would have thought? I mean, I know that he's been a good bowler, but to think that in ODIs and at the number of matches that he's taken to get to those 45 wickets, I was looking at it, the best average in the tournament. I think the best average in the World Cups, in the matches that he's played, some of those records that he broke yesterday were quite phenomenal. Where would you place Mohammed Shami in the pantheon of great bowling in World Cups?
Look, again, this just comes back to the unfairness that comes with comparing generations. Like I said, going back to my earlier assessment, where if you're keeping World Cups as the pinnacle of success, be it for a team, a captain, MS Dhoni is MS Dhoni not because of how many bilateral series or how many Test series he won, because he captained India to the very first T20 World Cup, and then 4 years later won the One Day World Cup, and then 2 years later added the ICC trophy. That is what leads to his aura and the tag of being called a legend. Now, man to man, I still believe Zaheer Khan, especially as his career went, probably had better skill. Maybe my assessment is being blinded from the fact that he was that rare left armer that India lacked, and his reverse swing across the Test and One Day formats, to my mind, was second to none. Definitely, Shami is better than Javagal Srinath. But when you've gone past both of them to take 45 wickets, and your team, okay, Zaheer Khan was there. He had a big role to play in 2003 in his first World Cup. I think he was in his early 20s when he, along with Srinath and Nehra and Kumble, bowled India into the final. He had a massive, I think, 22 wickets. Chetan will know the number, I'm sure, in 11 when he won. So that's an all-time great one-day bowler. Has Mohammed Shami beaten him for skill and returns? I would say no, but in terms of wickets, right now, I go back to what I was saying earlier. In 19, he sat out 4 matches, but he took 14 in 4. He's taken 14 in 3. It's very rare that you can come off the bench and have this impact. Right now, his average stands at 6.71. It will change because I don't think he's going to take 4 and 5 every match. But even if it dips, his level is so high that it might dip from 4 or 5 to 3, and he might end up with 23, 24 wickets by the time this World Cup is done, because there's 4 matches left. Now you factor in, and I'll wrap it up here, you factor in that he missed 4 matches 4 years ago, and he missed 4 matches here. He could be sitting on 65, 70 wickets. That would be the differentiating factor for me between Srinath and Zaheer Khan.
Yeah, but to think 4 5-wicket hauls, going past Srinath and Harbhajan Singh, they have 3 5-4s, then 3 5-wicket hauls for Shami. In ODI World Cups, the joint most with Mitchell Starc, 7 hauls of 4 or more wickets in ODI World Cups, the most by any bowler. So you're not just looking at him breaking records as an Indian bowler, but also among the rest of the others. This is Shubman Gill. Before I just come back to Chetan, Shubman Gill, he spoke about what it was like watching these bowlers in action from the slip. He's saying the way they were bowling, there weren't many conversations we were having in the slip cordon, We were anticipating wickets almost on every ball. But in the last match as well, the way our fast bowlers have bowled throughout the World Cup has been a sensation to watch, especially from the slips. This is Shubman Gill, who scored a 92. Unfortunately, couldn't get 100, but a well-made 92 in that same game. Chetan, just a quick one, because I'll move on to the match of the Giant Slayers today, Afghanistan and Netherlands. But a quick one, your thoughts on Mohammed Shami and where you'd place him in that list?
No, I think he is one of the greatest fast bowlers that India has ever produced across formats, especially Tests and ODIs. When you mentioned India's greatest fast bowlers, Kapil Dev, Zaheer Khan, Javagal, Srinath, for me, in that particular order, I think a fourth name has to be added there. It's Mohammed Shami. Later on, we will also add Jasprit Bumrah in there, but it just depends, when he's closer to finishing his career. We'll see where he stands. To me, he might be the greatest fast bowler India ever produced. But having said that, Mohammed Shami, he's exceptionally gifted. I've said it previously on the show. There's nobody in this world who has the ability to hold the seam upright and land it upright at that pace, whether it's the red ball or the white ball. There's nobody better at it. However, like I said earlier, with the bowling attack, I would like to judge his World Cup, accomplishments once India has won a trophy. Otherwise, it's just individual skill, individual wickets. Zaheer Khan was great. Kapil Dev was great because they brought home those trophies. They helped India bring home those trophies. And I hope Shami also does that because the way he's bowling, it deserves or it merits winning that trophy. But again, you still have those two knockout games that have been a problem for India. So I hope it works out, and then we can proclaim that on the 20th.